This is a video in response to a comment slash request by a viewer to my opinion about recall. I didn't want to speak about it originally because, I had heard of it. I had a pretty good idea of what the concern was and what it was and all that. But I hadn't researched it extensively, so I didn't really want to talk about it. But I did do some reasonably extensive research about it over the last couple of hours, and I watched a bunch of interviews with how do you pronounce his name? Satya Nadella or Nadella or whatever the hell, however you say his name, the CEO of Microsoft, and so I wanted to give my initial thoughts on it. So the first thing I'll say is I think the scariest part about it is, to me, it looks like a really good idea, right? Fundamentally, it's a good idea, but it's a really good idea that shouldn't happen. Just because we can do something, let me quote Star Trek, okay? What was the president of the Federation or something like that? Just because we can do a thing does not mean we should do that thing. Yeah, this is one of those ideas. Look, it's a really good idea, right? And I think initially, I think they probably had the best intentions. But I feel like at the point when you're thinking, okay, how are we going to implement this? Oh, we're going to have snapshots being taken constantly of users' computers, and we're going to have that set up so that they can recall it. I feel like maybe at that point in time, self-aware programmers would think, maybe this isn't good for people. So I think that if there were a trustable way to turn it off, look, like on my work laptop, for example, it would be useful. I won't lie, it would be useful. And that's the insidious part about the damn thing. I could see people getting lazy and just liking having access to this. And initially, it would be like all other tech, okay? Initially, it would be great. It would make life better. It would make things easier. And then the CIA or somebody would get the bright idea, or more likely, not even talk about the CIA. That's conspiracy theory. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I'd be really more concerned about how employers utilize the thing. It's pretty clear that their intention is to keep cutting employees out of the mix. I don't really like that. I don't like the idea of just slashing all of the jobs. Like, people have to have something to do, okay? People don't have something to do, and society is just... But that's not what this channel's about. I'm about the tech, okay? So I think it's a good idea that could not possibly be implemented well. I guess that would be my biggest feeling on the matter. There's no way you could implement this in such a way that it's not just a massive invasion of privacy. And with the way Microsoft has been going lately, it doesn't... Like, when you look at when you're going through all the telematics setup stuff for Windows 11, if you're paying attention, you turn all the stuff off. You don't track this, don't track this, don't track this. At the end of that setup screen, the last thing it says pretty much is, I'm paraphrasing, but basically what it says is, we see you're turning all of this stuff off. We're still going to track you, and we're still going to show you ads. There's nothing you can do. Here's our middle finger. That's pretty much the gist of it. So I feel like anything they say can't be trusted, right? At the end of the day, I got a bad feeling about this one. So yeah, hopefully, I fundamentally like Windows. I really do. I actually like Windows. I'm not a Windows hater, but man, I'm not going to stand for it permanently. I mean, that could be, I'm not one of those paranoid people when it comes to security and stuff like that, but there's some stuff that really is just not okay. And they gotta know this. Now, if they implement a way to turn it off or uninstall it or something like that, but you know what they're really doing? They're probably, the truth of the matter is, they're probably not trying to invade your privacy. What they're really looking for is more data that they can train their damned AI on. That's what this is really all about. It's all about they need more data. They just need more data, more data, more data. It's not necessarily even about spying on you. Maybe it is, but it's not necessarily even about that. It's just about training their stupid AI. Which then leads us once again into, okay, if we're all going to use Windows and Windows is going to be serving us up as the product to advertisers, that the thing should be free, okay? There shouldn't be licensing for Windows. There shouldn't be a code that you got to enter. It should just install and work. So anyway, sorry about my rambling thoughts. That's kind of my initial thought on the matter. I will probably say more about it. I figure that there's a lot of interest on this. So, but yeah, that's my initial thoughts. So thanks for watching the video.